All right, what is up, everybody? Hello, welcome into Cubs on Tap on a beautiful, well, not so beautiful. It kind of rained. Monday evening. It's 8 o'clock, and we are here. My name is Tommy, as you know. However, you may not know the guy next to me. This is Alex Patt, everybody. If you don't follow Alex on Twitter, you need to. He is a great Chicago-minded sports fan. He and I have done stuff together for a while, and we're doing a little reunion tonight. So, Alex, thank you for joining me here.
Well, thanks for having me, and it's good to be talking to you again. Like you said, we used to do some work together, some podcasting stuff. So, not our first rodeo, you and I doing this. That's for sure.
No, we've done it. We've been around the horn here doing this, and we did the Bears, and we did the Cubs, and we even dipped into the White Sox every now and then. So, but we're gonna keep it with the Chicago Cubs tonight, whether we want to or not. Before we do, I just want to remind our friends we do have an obvious shirts code thing up here. So if you see that code, and then you can go and you can pick out your favorite shirt, and then on Tap Sports in the promo code box will get you 10% off. So go hang out with Joe on his website. Good stuff. So that was the happy part. Let's get to the sad part, I suppose. The Chicago Cubs stink, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. There's no other way to put it. They
Nope.
flat out stink right now. It's brutal.
I tried so hard for so long to avoid saying that loosely, and this weekend was just my breaking point. Like I made an official statement over the weekend of how broken I was because of the whole Bears thing, and then 18-3 on Friday afternoon. After you walk it off on Thursday, you give people the false hope that you're so back into this, and then you just show up and do that. I mean, it was embarrassing in the stadium, and I left in the seventh inning. What was the point of staying? Because at that point, I think it was 16-3, um, or 16-1. I don't even know. I was like, this stinks. Like we stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for I mean, what are you going to do when you're down 16-1,
Yeah.
16-3, 18-3, whatever it is? But, you said something very key right there. You said it was the weekend that broke you.
Yeah.
I was broken with that A series. And
Mm,
we're talking before the crazy lucky walk off because that was luck. I'm
yeah.
sorry. That walk off was pure luck. But
Sure was.
those first two games, I'm like, no, this isn't it. I was miserable during that 10-game losing streak, but in the back of my mind, I kept saying, it's they're gonna get out of it. They went 20-3. This is just baseball evening out. I tried to tell myself through my frustration, but when you go 2-4 at home against two sub 500 teams, when you had the tying run in scoring position with nobody out, and you lose three times, you, games 1 and 2 of the A series, and then the finale. The
Yep.
finale of the Giants series was
Last night was
despicable. Like
unbelievable.
that was that was shameful. Like they should be ashamed of themselves for that.
Yeah, they should. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. Poor Darren. Where's Ron? Ron's alive. I promise Ron's alive. He's just doing some traveling these last couple of weeks. I think he'll be back over the weekend, but can't confirm. Ron is alive.
And Ron's a buddy of mine too, so
Yes.
he's all right as
Yep.
far as I
He's
know. He's
fine.
good.
He's fine. He's fine. He's probably sad about the Bears moving to Indiana. Friendly confines. We still have 95 games left. Trust the process. I'm over the process. I'm just over the process. I tried for so long, and I've tried to put it off for so long. However, now I have the standings pulled up over here, Alex.
Do we have to?
34-32, which above 500, huh? 7.5 back in the division. At the beginning of May, we swept the Reds to take over the division lead. I think we got it up to 4.5 at one point, and now we're 11 games under that. Somehow only 11. I don't know.
How does that happen?
What?
Now,
Yeah.
frankly, I gave up on the division weeks ago. I said they're not winning the division unless some crazy miracle happens and the Cubs do get hot again, which they could. The Brewers are not going to slump enough for that. They're not.
Yeah. We're gonna need more than a leaky roof up there to stop them, and I don't know.
Nothing stop in the
Yeah,
regular season. Nothing, as long as they keep putting the ball in play, and as long as they keep producing power pitching, it's not going to happen.
yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. So yeah, you got to look at the wild card, and even the wild card. I mean, we're in fourth place in the division because there's two teams. Everybody, the Reds have now fallen under 500, but everybody else, we're tied with Pittsburgh right now at 34 and 32. However, I think they have the tiebreaker over us because
They
they beat
do.
more than we did. And then yeah, Cardinals 35 and 28. The Brewers have 40 wins. They have 40 wins. We were supposed to be the ones to get to 41st, and we're not even close. We're 6 games away, and that could take another month to get to.
At this rate, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, but yeah, I mean, the wild card is obviously going to be open for. There's a lot of teams in it, and the one saving grace is a lot of National League teams have gone on prolonged drought. Look at what the
Yes.
Mets did. Look what the Phillies did. I mean, look at the
The
Padres right
Padres.
now.
Yep.
They're struggling a bit, and the Reds too. They completely fell off. Now we can debate whether or not you think the Reds were legit or not, but still, they did get off to a strong start and then really, really fell off. The problem is that it's one thing to have a slump because it's going to happen. You're going to go through stretches where you, as a team and key players, don't play well. That's
Yes.
part of baseball.
It is.
But 7-21.
You can't do that.
No, not of a team of this caliber. You can't have that kind of run. Even if, let's say, over the past 28 games, if you had 10 wins, even 10 or 11 wins, you're like, this isn't good, but you would be afloat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be afloat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
isn't afloat. This is spiraling.
This
right
is
now.
bad. Yes, it's bad baseball. They're just playing straight up bad baseball. They looked horrible this weekend. And I know yes, there was a game that was won on Saturday, thanks because PCA is the only one that seems to care on this roster.
Yeah.
But the other two games, even that game, it was ugly. It was so bad.
2-1 the final out.
Ben Brown is the only one that can stop runs from being put on the board, and you can't give him 3 runs. Like, you can't just give him 3 runs so he can get a win. Like, he's got close to a 2, if not a sub 2 ERA, and I think his record is 2-3 or 2-2.
Yeah, I feel like his ERA is 171. I haven't actually looked at it.
Yeah,
but
I'll pull it up here, but yeah, it's phenomenal, and his record is terrible. Yeah. I don't understand what we're doing. Ben Brown has a 1.74 ERA, and his record is 2-2. 2-2. What are we doing, man? This team, it's so frustrating. So, the 18-3 game, I don't even want to talk about it. That was just so dumb. But we got to talk about last night because
disgusting.
I was there. I was in the building. There was a little bit of buzz. It was Sunday Night Baseball. We had just come off a walk-off win. People were like, okay, we need to see 2 in a row before we buy back into this thing. Anthony Rizzo's in the house. Fergie Jenkins in the house. Jody Davis is in the house. You got the whole NBC crew in the house. Bob Costas was in the bleachers at one point. Like, the baseball world was watching this game, and that's what they put on display. Like, it was, I know they were in the game and it went into extra innings, but realistically, they should not have been anywhere close into that game because they stunk. It was so bad. And I don't know what Kevin Alcantara was thinking. What are you doing, buddy?
There's a reason he's going back to AAA right now. He's on his way on that bus to Des Moines, Iowa. When that happened, I think we all knew that he was going back to AAA at that point, especially with Matt Shaw coming back. And, with that game, was it the 5th or the 6th inning when Happ hit the 1-out triple?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in the middle of the game right there, which
Yeah.
that was electric because everybody was like just standing up thinking, because in my corner, we couldn't see what was happening. So everybody was like, all right, we got a standing double. And that man just booked it around and everybody went nuts.
Yeah.
And then got nothing for it.
Right. And Seiya lined out on a hanging curve. You might look at that and say, oh, bad luck, he hit it well. But a normal Seiya hits that into the bleachers.
Yeah. Yeah.
The breaking balls are an issue right now for this team.
Yeah.
For a lot of these guys, for Swanson, for Seiya, for Bregman, and they miss hangers too, and they chase ones that are outside. And I'm sure they're breaking it down, trying to make adjustments. Baseball is a game of adjustments, and
Yep.
these are veteran guys. They've adjusted before. You hope that they can adjust again, but I mean, the book is kind of out on them right now, and
Yeah.
they're not coming up with anything. And I talked about the triple, and then was it the seventh or eighth? They had the eighth inning, right? Was
Eighth
that with the
inning.
runners at the corners, nobody out, the Alcantara, and Bregman swung at a pitch way outside. The first pitch
The
of the at
first
bat.
pitch of the at bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't even close. That wasn't even close to being a strike.
Yeah.
And again, people could say, "Well, he lined out." It was like a 70-mile-an-hour liner or something like that. It wasn't even hit hard.
No. Yeah. No. Absolutely not. Yeah. I'm not buying that. You can't do that on the first pitch of the at bat in a ball that's not even close to the zone. Like earlier this year, Bregman was only swinging at balls in the zone and he was hitting them hard. It was just going to the people directly.
Right.
Now, I don't even know if he could hit the broadside of a barn. It is so bad. He only had 2 hits this week. 2.
And he hasn't hit for power all year.
No, it's bad. Bregman has been bad.
He's been bad.
Yeah. And so he did take some accountability last night after the game. Well, we booed the bejesus out of him. Like it was ugly at Wrigley, that last at bat. Pop up the shortstop before the ball was even coming down. It was still on its way up and the boos were in the air.
So I wanted to ask you about that because I could obviously hear the boos on the broadcast, but I wanted to get what you heard in the ballpark compared to what I heard on the broadcast.
It sounded like the opposing pitcher in the 8th or 9th inning of a close game threw over to first base.
That's not good.
It was bad, dude.
It's not good.
And I just, when he put it up in the air, my head, like we were all standing, I just sat and I just went like this and I was just listening to the boos. And then we hear hey now start playing on the organ when we lose. And dude, it was ugly. It was an ugly scene at Wrigley. Everybody was just dead quiet walking out of the stadium. Like that, I don't know if that was the last nail in the coffin. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as to say that, but it was not the first nail in the coffin. Like it was a dagger. And it's just like a helpless feeling of where is this team even going? And what are we doing caring if they're not going to,
Right. And, I was even saying last night before I went to bed because, I'm scrolling through, I'm seeing what people are saying online, and I'm like, you've lost the most optimistic fans online. Like, there are groups of people I know that are like hardcore enthusiasts, like
positive vibes only. Yeah.
They're like,
dead.
I'm done.
We're dead. Yeah. It's over. It like, that's the feeling of like, now we're going to go to Colorado. And like you said, like Shota could give up 12 home runs.
So could Edward Cabrera.
And it doesn't
trust any of those guys in Colorado right now?
It doesn't even matter who's up to bat for Colorado. Like anybody, they're just hanging everything and they're just putting it there for the guys.
Have you seen how many nobodies have homered off our pitching?
Yeah, multiple times too.
Hitters?
Yeah, and multiple home runs in a game. It's insane, dude. It's insane.
When Shota Imanaga gave up that 3-run home run to Nelson Velasquez, I almost threw my remote through the window.
It was, yeah.
And as soon as he came up, I said he's hitting one 10,000 feet.
Here we go.
And the very first pitch, there it goes.
Yeah. The Chapman grand slam the other day. Was it Friday? Hit a grand slam?
Yes.
I was like, here we go.
Yeah, that was off Cabrera.
It was drizzling a little bit. And I was like, it doesn't even matter. The wind was coming in a little bit. I was like, it doesn't even matter. Like this one's going in the bleachers. It wasn't even the basket. It was bleacher. He crushed it.
But then when we hit a fly ball, it barely gets to the warning track.
Yeah.
Unless you're PCA lately.
Yeah. PCA is the only one on this team that like legitimately looks like he cares as to what is going on. Like he's made mistakes. Absolutely. He's not come up in some instances, but you can tell that he's pissed about it and that he doesn't want that to happen again. Everybody else, it's kind of like, well, woe is me. Like we'll get him next time, I suppose. It was just, it was, and PCA well-deserved player of the week this week. He batted
Absolutely.
440 with 4 home runs. His OPS is 1401 on the week. Like, he was
Pretty good.
crushing the ball. And he had that huge blunder the other night with the fly ball. But then
And
he
he ended up
cranked two,
redeeming himself. He
and he
walked it off.
totally redeemed himself. Like, it
Yeah.
was just, yeah. How about this from Darren? Susan Channing, keep the Bears and send the Cubs to Indy. Oh boy. Oh man, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, make Alex Bregman eat the radioactive dirt like Homer Simpson was sentenced to eat radioactive goo when he misbehaved at work.
Maybe we take Alex Bregman, we send him down to Lost Marsh golf course. He's just got to go fetch some golf balls for a little while.
There you go. There you go.
We got to do something, man. Like, it's just, this team is so infuriating. I just think back to where we were at the beginning of the May. We just swept the Reds. We did so in
cloud nine.
like 3 walk-offs in a row. It was like, this team cannot lose. We may never lose another game again. And now we're on a stretch of like, we may not win a game again. Like, we're not going to win 2 in a row. We haven't won 2 in a row, and I don't even know how long. It's just
like a month.
I guess it was the Pirates because they lost.
Oh yeah, right.
When
right.
we
split that series.
Split the series. But like,
and fool I was for thinking, hey, maybe this is where things turn around. Your schedule gets easier. You beat Paul Skeens. You beat Bubba Chandler. Look at this. Ian Happ is swinging the ball better. Swinging the bat better again. Yep. And then that. If there was another break me game, it was that first game against the Cardinals with the Nelson Velasquez. You come out swinging with a 3-run home run. It was just like the playoffs that showed us started.
It was perfect. And then, the bottom of the first, it was just, I remember that night because we were, my wife and I, Anna, we went out to dinner and I watched the Cubs at bat at dinner. And then we were going on to hang out with some friends at the bar, which the Cubs game was going to be on. And while we were walking from restaurant to bar, they hit a 3-run home run. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we just had something good happen. Like, we finally get something good happen. It was, dude.
I was glad I was leaving that night because I was literally getting ready to go out right after the Velasquez home run. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch the rest of the first inning, maybe the top of the second. Then I have to go. Velasquez hits the home run. I turn it off. I'm like, I'm just going to leave now. I don't even want.
See you later. Yeah. I mean, and then that was another 3 home runs from Shota that night. I can't remember the last time he's only given up 1. He's given up multiple. And Jameson Taillon was our other problem, but now he's an even bigger problem because now he has a hamstring situation and probably going on the IL. And like, this team just, they can't catch a break, sure, but they also can't get out of their own way.
No, they can't.
Like, it's just so bad, dude.
It is. I mean,
Colin Ray pitching tomorrow night in Colorado. Colin Ray in Colorado. Say that like 12 times fast.
Colin Ray in Colorado.
And then Shota against Lorenzen, Michael Lorenzen. Remember him from back?
He's got an ERA of 8. And will the Cubs score more than 2 or 3 runs off him?
We're going to tune in to find out, I suppose.
Watch, he'll throw like 6 1/3 with like 3 runs.
Shutout. Yeah, he's going to pitch a shutout. He's going to do he's going to do what he did in the World Baseball Classic that made so many people draft him in fantasy.
Right.
And then he was just a dud.
Right.
And then we get Edward Cabrera, who got shelled. So
at Coors Field,
I don't know, man. It's not looking promising. And you think, like, on the flip, PCA in Coors Field, Ian Happ in Coors Field, but it doesn't matter. Like, they can't hit the ball, dude.
The rest of the team's got to hit. The rest of the team's got to hit. And there's one key player that we haven't gotten to yet.
Please.
And I hate talking about because I love him so much. But Nico Horner, what happened? He's got to be hurt, right?
It's got to be the thing where he got hit in the head in San Diego. I don't know the exact.
In San Diego, he had the neck issue. A few things.
I don't know the exact numbers, but his fall off dramatic.
Oh, it's bad.
He was batting like 310 or something, and then he got hit in the head, and now he's not doing well at all. Like, bottom of the lineup, top of the lineup, something's up with him. Dansby got the couple days off. You got to wonder if Nico's next, Like
Or Alex Bregman now that Matt Shaw's coming back.
use Matt Shaw, use Pedro Ramirez. Pedro Ramirez has taken a couple very good swings for the Cubs.
I
And
feel like Pedro Ramirez, I feel like he's been a little unlucky.
he's been unlucky, but also like I've noticed that when he's playing and getting regular at bats, he's way better than off the bench. And I think that's why he was so electric in Iowa, because he was playing every single night. So he was seeing the ball. And you can see it through the progression of the game. Like if he's not been playing for a couple days and then he gets a start like he did this weekend, first couple at bats, but then he gets into a rhythm and gets it going. He's a guy that like we should really start considering plugging him in as much as possible, because if he's
Well, if you're giving
helping,
guys time off,
we got to figure this out. So yeah, give Bregman a couple of days off, give Nico a couple of days off. Like, let's go see what the kid can do. Javi Baez hit his first home run in Colorado.
Yeah, he did. I'll never forget that.
Let's
Never forget that.
Why not? Let's see what the kids have. I saw what Kevin Alcantara has. Thank you. I don't need to see that anymore. I don't even know if we can trade him anymore.
I don't know. He always had too many holes in his game, I felt like.
Yeah, it wasn't always there. And like when he came up, even when he was getting consistent at bats, we're just not great at bats. And then the blunders on the field, like on the base pass. He had an okay
That can't
glove.
happen. That's peewee stuff.
Yeah, that's fundamental, which brings me to a question that I have. And I want to hear those of you in the chat, if you're hanging out with us tonight, I want to hear what people think of this. There is an endless list of people to blame here. Like things are bad.
It's the SpongeBob scroll list of people.
Exactly. But who would you put most in charge of the blame here? Like the stretch that the Cubs are on right now, if you had to point one finger at one person and it's like you're not producing or you're not doing your job, who would you be pointing your finger at?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Our last show on here, I really went to bat for Craig Counsell. I was like, okay, you get your wish, you fire Craig. Who are you hiring that's better than Craig?
Ryan Flaherty would be your manager the rest of the year.
You're going to call David Ross and say, come back? Like, you're going to call Joe Madden? Like, Alex Cora, like, you might be able to have me at a conversation there, but what's going to put you in a better situation than Craig Counsell? That's my whole thing.
Right.
However, after what I saw this weekend, fundamentally speaking, I'm pointing the finger at Craig. Like, you cannot have those base running problems. You cannot have these stretches of just looking so bad at playing baseball in the field, at bat, the pitching. Everything is just looked, every piece, every aspect of this team has looked terrible. So who else would you point the finger at than Craig? It was like, he's got to be the one that says the right things to these guys. And I've said it tonight too, that these guys don't even look like they care. Like they're just, we'll get them next time or whatever. Like PCA is showing emotion and I love that. And he's raking the ball right now. And I appreciate that. But like Dansby gets out in a big spot. It's just like, oh, back to the dugout. And like Bregman pop out, oh, back to the dugout. And it's like, yeah, everybody's booing me. Like I probably deserve it. So like, we're going to change it up a little bit. Like what? And that's the other thing too, the lineup. Change the lineup a little bit. Do something different. You got to find something in these stretches.
Yeah. So, I still think a lot of it is on the players themselves, and the manager can only do so much. This isn't one single person. It's the organization as an entity. It's your philosophy. And a lot of that is on Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins. And I think that they intended things to work better than they believed. They believed it would work better than that it actually is. And again, maybe things turn around. I don't know, but I still don't think they respect velocity and stuff enough for pitchers. Everyone else is. I mean, sure, you trade for Edward Cabrera. it almost felt like, well, we got to check the box. We got to get somebody with stuff on here. I wish we could have 5 Kyle Hendrickses. Blah, 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 blah. That's not how this game is played.
Yeah, I can't
That's
do that
why
anymore.
Milwaukee is always ahead of you. Look,
Everybody's throwing 95 up there.
yes, everybody is. And you gave a lot of money to Phil Maton to throw a bunch of curveballs. Granted, he was very good the past few years, but those kind of relievers are so fickle. They are
Yeah.
so fickle. It's hard to get it right all the time. But when you look at some of the free agent relievers they've brought in over the years, it's like, yeah, they're good, but they're not dominant. Like Hector Neris was a good reliever for a while. Was he ever like, I mean, was he like Josh Hader or Mason Miller? I mean, nobody really is Mason Miller, to be fair, but you
Right.
look at some of the best relievers in this game, and that's not really the case. I mean, if there's one good thing they've done is they've done good with pitchers off the scrap heap in the bullpen. Like that is
Yeah.
one thing they seem to find well, but even just beyond the pitching with the philosophy is here this is extreme. Like obviously this slump is extreme. We haven't seen a slump quite like this. Every team goes through slumps, like I said, but
But
it feels like there's
not
always
like
this,
this.
but
Yeah.
there's these prolonged slumps that these guys go on every year.
Yeah.
Again, this is more extreme than we've seen it before. You know that, I know that, but we said it last year in the
Mhm.
second half. We said it throughout like most of 2024 until August when they had that spurt where they were scoring 20 runs a game for like 2 weeks. Even in 2023 you could say the same thing. It's they've put together a team of notoriously streaky dudes, and the biggest thing of all, the biggest thing of all is outside of 3 months of Kyle Tucker and maybe 3 months in the middle of 2023 with Cody Bellinger. I ask the same question. Who is the Batman among these Robins?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like I feel like you and I have this conversation like 3 or 4 times a year.
We probably do.
And here we are for round 1 of 26. Like it's true. And to your point with the bullpen arms, Ryan Rollison, since he's come up from AAA, 13.2 innings pitched, 0.66 ERA in the 8th. This is 8th inning or later. 0.66 ERA. Sign up for that all day. Let him close. Do it. If you can even close a game, I suppose.
Yeah.
Darren, you're exactly right. I've been a Cub fan since the 80s. Don't remember, except for a choice few, a more lackluster team that doesn't seem to care and many times so boring to watch. I do think that they care, but they're not showing it. Like, who am I? Let's start there. Who am I to tell these professional athletes that they're not doing good at their job or whatever, getting paid $1 bajillion to play a child's game. Yes. What are we doing here? But also it's like, we're out there like in the stands going nuts over this team. Like we are living and breathing with every single pitch. And some of these at bats are just like, well, sucks. Back to the dugout to go look at my iPad and drink my Powerade or whatever and sit down for a little while and like eat some sunflower seeds it's just we are carrying a lot. And some of the things that we're hearing after these losses, these loss after loss after loss is just, well, that's baseball. And we just got to put it out of our minds and go get it tomorrow. And here's the exact same lineup to try to figure it out again. It's like, or we're going to throw Shota out there and we're going to have the same game plan as we always have because we trust that he's going to turn it around. It was like, at what point do we do something different? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. This Cubs team might be insane.
Well, they're driving us insane. I'll
Yes.
agree with you on that, is that they are driving us insane. That's for sure. And the word boring came up, and the number of times I've described throughout stretches of this era, my God, this team is boring, happens every year.
Yeah.
They're
At
just like,
some
they're
point.
boring. 2024, I said that for about 90% of the season. This team is freaking boring.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a boring year. Like, I'm just not seeing a lot of fire from Craig, I guess.
No, that's not who he is.
And I
I
know
mean,
it's not who he is, but there's sometimes like you gotta. We've never seen him in a slump like this. Like he was dominant in Milwaukee, never had to
yeah,
do
he's never
this.
like honestly, he's never been through this before.
Yeah, he's never had to do this.
Truly.
Yeah,
He's done nothing but win. I mean, the first few years, like the first two or whatever, Milwaukee, like they were like kind of rebuilding, so it wasn't like
but
they were
also nobody had expectations for them.
no. They I mean, nobody people didn't even know they existed. And then next thing you know, 2017, I believe that was his third year. Remember, they were in the lead for the division until we took it over in the second half.
Right.
But they still finished with a winning record, and they're like, wow, look at the way that Council and that team kind of put together. By 2018, they took the division from us and went to the NLCS. And the rest of the years of Craig in Milwaukee, they were a winning team. They were making the
Yeah.
playoffs pretty much every year and winning several division titles. He came to the Cubs in 2024, and I think a lot of people, rightfully so, including me, gave him a big pass because, like, he was getting acclimated to a new team. I think the way Jed Hoyer put the roster together wasn't quite the way that he envisioned it and quite the way that he wanted it.
I
So
agree
then
with that.
he finally gets input, I think, and then you have a good year in 2025 despite the ending coming up just short against the Brewers in the NLDS. You win 92 games, you win a postseason series, you're just on the cusp of an NLCS. It's not the dream to lose that quickly, but it
No, but
was a solid run.
the
Right.
stock was rising, and that set up this year of being like, okay, Council's got it figured out. Bregman's coming in to be the big bat. They got Cabrera coming in to throw 95. Like they found
Cade
pieces that
Horton.
they found the pieces that they needed to go do this. And we're sitting there in spring looking all like licking our chops, looking at all the pitching options that we had. That's what's wild about all of this. It was like I remember in spring training thinking, "Oh my god, we have like 12 starting pitchers on this team."
I know.
Now we have two,
One and a half, I'd
three.
say. One and a half. Because
Yeah.
you know what? I watch Colin Ray. He's not good. He's just no
No.
disrespect to him
He
because
was never
last
supposed to
year,
be in this position.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
He's in a position he shouldn't be. And honestly, I thought last year he did a very good job last year.
Serviceable.
He
Even
was he was an
even this
unsung
year.
hero
This year to an extent. Like
to an
he's just
extent, but
he's just
man, he
doing
gives up a lot of hard hit balls.
I know, but he's just like he still is finding the outs. He had a good outing the other day, did he not? Or I don't remember which day it was.
He did.
It was a
but
loss.
How many
But
lineouts?
yeah,
Just a
a lot of
lot of balls
lineouts.
hit
Yeah,
right
but
on the button.
that's who he is. And it's like you think with that,
Good luck in Colorado with that big outfield.
you got a solid defense behind you. You think like, oh, PCA can do a couple miraculous things and keep it to at least 2 or 3 runs. But even like if he's given up 2 or 3, 4 runs, you look at this Cubs lineup just on paper and you think this should be good for 4 or 5 runs a night, should it not? And it's not. It's bad. It is so bad.
7 runs against the Giants.
Total. Yeah.
A team that's not good.
Yeah. We wouldn't have even made it to the second inning on Friday.
No.
Yeah.
Man, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Darren says again, Craig is all about analytics. Well, Craig, analytics say it's past time for some butt chewing and cooler kicking. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's fire up the troops. Let's do something.
Yeah, wouldn't it be fun if Craig Counsell out of nowhere just pulled the Billy Bean from Moneyball, smashed the boombox, is losing fun, and then smashes the bat through the window and it shatters.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in that clubhouse. I really, really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really does, but I mean, you remember if Lou Piniella was mad, he was mad. He let that go. Even Joe Madden wasn't afraid to express his frustration or, to an extent, Dusty Baker was a lot more mellow, but he wasn't a robot either.
Right.
And,
Counsell, sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's just I always wonder, like, okay, how much does getting mad fire you up versus not? I mean, if there's a few bad games, it's like, is yelling going to really make it? But now, I feel like you need to do something drastic. And I'm not saying fire Craig Counsell. you're not obviously going to fire the front office right now. It's only June. There's a long way to go, but does there come a point where you say, and I don't think this is going to actually do anything, but you look at someone like Dustin Kelly or Tommy Hotovy, and like it's like you've been here and it's not working. I don't know.
I don't know if they would do it for Hotovy. I
Probably not.
think Dustin Kelly, I think, would be more on the hot seat than Hotovy.
I agree. Because
Um,
yeah, I agree.
I don't even know if like a firing of some sort is necessarily the answer.
I don't think it is either.
But we need somebody of some kind of authority to get into that clubhouse and tell them basically what Steele said that one day was like, wake the F up, dude. Like somebody do something. Somebody just do their job one time and let's see that if others can feed off of it. And to PCA's credit, again, he's been through the highest of highs and lowest of lows this year.
Oh yeah.
And is still like he is the one that's been producing like the last couple weeks. And
funny, he wasn't producing at the beginning of the year when everyone else was, and we were like,
yeah.
"Oh, did they overshoot their wad with PCA?" And but Nico Horner's worth it now.
Now
It's
it's
completely flipped.
yeah. So it is a long season, and I think Darren said it earlier. Somebody said it earlier. Friendly Confine said it. We've got 95 games left. Yes, there is a long way to go, but we've also got a long way behind us. And it's been a very long time since I felt confident in this team, and I would like to get back to that at some point. So
I know. It's what I think the way I see it is the jury's not out, but I'm skeptical. I'm not putting my full trust in it. I need to have my trust earned back by that. You know what you know what I mean?
yeah, no, yeah, I right there with you. Yeah, I need to see 2 consecutive wins of putting the throttle down. And I do feel like Colorado is going to be the perfect opportunity to be able to do this. However,
I'm not
on the flip side, it's like we might need 9 or 10 runs to win this thing. So it's
nothing good ever happens in that ballpark for this team.
It's true. That's where
that place is hell on earth for the Cubs.
It's where Chris Bryant got hit in the head.
It's where Chris Bryant got hit in the head. The number, I mean, I think the 2016 team, I don't know if you remember this. I believe they lost that series in Colorado that year.
That makes sense. Yeah. I'm going to look up their record at Coors Field all time.
Yeah, it's probably not good. I mean, there were a few good memories. You mentioned the Javier Baez home run in 2014. You remember in 2015 when Dexter Fowler hit the go-ahead home run with 2 outs off of Troy Hawkins, I think it was.
That was like basically the start of You Go We Go, was it not?
It was. It was like their first road series of the season.
Yeah. All time at Coors Field, you were correct. 56 and 64 all time.
Yeah, and pretty mediocre.
And the Rockies the Cubs lead the all-time series by 9 games, 122 and 113. Fun fact, it was also one of the better baseball games I've ever been to, the 2018 wild card game that we should have never been in. We went 13 innings and the Rockies won, but still it was a very good game.
Wasn't that Tony Walters that hit the go-ahead single off Kyle Hendricks?
No. No, Nolan Arenado did something, but Javi was the one that like kept us in the game.
He hit the game time double in the 8th.
Did the double, and then he made some crazy plays at short during that game.
He did, but I thought it was Tony Walters that drove in the winning run.
You might be right because Kyle did come in late. Yep. I think you're right. You're right.
Because Lester started that game.
He did.
He gave up a run in the first. It looked like it was going to be a lot worse. Then he limited the damage, and
And then it was a defensive, just textbook defense happening. But
I think too, if I remember correctly, they had the bases. The Cubs had like bases loaded, 1 out, and Rizzo like first pitch swung and hit into a double play. It was like the 5th or the 6th inning.
I might have had a couple beers by then, so I might not be too sure. Oh,
I tried to wipe those last 2 games of 2018.
The one gamer against the Brewers. I mean, the fact that we had such a good lead in that division, then lost it, and then we did it again in 19, didn't even make the playoffs. But whatever. This team is just infuriating sometimes, is it not? Is it more infuriating than not?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not even enjoyable to follow. It's like every game you're just stressed and angry watching it, and it's like you want to have fun watching it again. And
Yeah,
it hasn't been fun in a month, and you just want it to be fun again.
yeah.
I mean,
Just wanted to be fun.
truly.
Yeah. So we're gonna try again this week in Colorado. We got 3 games in Colorado, and then three. We're doing one of those weird things where in the span of 2 weeks, we're gonna be done with both the Giants and the Rockies for the year. So just finished 3 with the Giants in Chicago. Now we go to Colorado, and then we go to San Francisco, and then Colorado comes back here,
San
and then
Francisco, another place I don't think the Cubs have fared all that well over the years.
yeah, and it's gonna be tough. So hopefully, I'm not even gonna set expectations for this series because I don't feel like it's gonna be good. And yeah, I won't get to talk about the next 2 series. I will be absent from the show this week, but I think Ron's gonna be back. I think Nick's gonna be up in there sometime. So Thursday night, I think they're going to do a post game show after the late game in Colorado, even though we don't normally do that. And then Sunday, 8 p.m. normal time for those of you that are wondering. So, Alex, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This was
Thank
so
you.
much fun. It felt like old times. Felt
It
like we're
did
still
feel like
there.
old times.
It
It felt
did.
like old times, and it was a nice therapy session, I think, for
Yeah.
you and I.
Yeah, it felt good. Felt nice. I feel better. I'm still not excited for tomorrow, but we're gonna watch anyways because that's what we do.
We
Um,
like pain.
Love pain. Yep, that's what we do here in Chicago. So thank you everybody for watching and tuning in, and make sure you like and subscribe all the things and stuff. Check out Alex on social media, and then me, and then on tap and everything. And somebody will see you on Thursday after the game.